Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. So this video is very unusual for my channel. A lot of times I'm showing you guys a space that I have already kind of had all planned out and really just putting things in a new organized fashion, which we're going to be doing some of that today, but we're also going to be tackling just different tasks around my house that I've really needed to get done. So this is our playroom / homeschool room area, and I just wanted to go through and declutter. Also, if you see me talking, my sister-in-law was in the room and we were talking, and she was there giving me some moral support to go through all of these toys. So if you see me talking and laughing, that is why. So I've just really wanted to minimalize what we have in our house and make things more manageable. I heard something recently that everything you have in your home, you have to manage and you have to keep it clean. So you have to put it all in its right places. And so obviously the more items you have in your home, the more you have to manage, the more you have to clean, all of that stuff. So I am trying to just simplify our lives and really just make it more enjoyable to clean my house, because when I've got so much going on, I just have to constantly declutter, and I just want to break it down and make it easy. And specifically in this room, because the girls are responsible for cleaning this room up. And as you saw in the first clip of this video, it is just a mess and it's not very manageable for them. So breaking things down to what they really use, what they enjoy playing with, and what they will be able to manage themselves and be able to actually clean up. So one move I wanted to make is, as you can see in the top part of this shelving, this is where I've had all of my books. And if you've watched me set up and organize this room before, then you know that. But we have a little bit of a problem, and that is the back of this shelf is open. And since this is sitting in a closet area, what happens is they go to grab some books off the shelf and they end up pushing the remaining books behind the shelf, and they fall off the shelf and land behind this unit on the floor. And it just makes it really difficult every time we go to organize and clean up this area. The books are behind there's other things behind there. So I wanted to create a way to use this shelf and organize with this shelf, but help things not fall behind there. So I got these bins. I had bins across the bottom of the shelf, but I got these half-size bins for the shelf just to help hold other little pieces and knickknacks that we have that the girls use a lot. Specifically, I was thinking about maybe some art supplies and things like that, since that is something they're really interested in. And as you're going to see, I did work on this over several days because this was a back burner project. It wasn't something that I had pressing, but it was just driving me crazy that it was just such a mess, particularly after Christmas. So as you're gonna see here, I'm just going through toys. I'm throwing things away or giving them away or sorting them out and just getting rid of stuff that was either broken, didn't have pieces and parts to it. So there was just a huge mismatch of a lot of things. I want to say a big thank you to Teemu for sponsoring today's video. I have worked with them before and I love how affordable their products are and the wide variety of things that they have on their website. Teemu is an online marketplace which offers the most competitively priced products in multiple categories. Kind of like Amazon, where you can basically find everything you want but at an even lower price. From fashion to jewelry, kitchenware to pet supplies, Teemu provides customers with top quality products at an ultra affordable prices so that more people can enjoy the conveniences and comforts of life. To learn more about Teemu, feel free to visit teemu.com or download the Teemu app. I know that you all ask me where to find affordable home organization products, and Teemu offers those on their website in a huge variety. To celebrate Teemu's launch, Teemu has organized a grand opening promotion for its customers. During this special promotion period, my followers can get an extra 30% off sale prices. From chic outfits to lifestyle pieces, accessories, shoes, crafts, sports gear, home decor, and much, much more, you can find all kinds of products on Teemu. Low prices won't last long, so don't miss out on these amazing deals. Since you guys know that I also have a main channel where I share lots of recipes and cooking tips, I love the huge variety of kitchen tools that Teemu provides at a very low price. All of the kitchen tools that I have gotten from them in the past and right now, I have really loved and felt like the quality was excellent. Teemu offers free shipping for new users and free returns up to 90 days. There's various safe payment methods including PayPal, credit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, and more are accepted. So that means it's 100% secure and your personal information is protected. So go ahead and click on the link in the description box for 40% off and use my code on Teemu.com, or you can download the Teemu app to enjoy a smoother shopping experience. Alright, so one tip I want to give you when you are doing a huge decluttering project like this is get yourself some contractor bags. My husband is a contractor, so he has these on hand, but after using it for this project, I decided I need to get a box for myself in the house. And one of the reasons for that is because whether you are loading up a bag to take to the donation drop box, or if you are loading it up with trash, those contractor bags are very, very thick. And I know oftentimes when I am going through stuff like this, you throw things in the bag and something is pointy and it ends up ripping the bag open. So if you use those big black contractor bags, they are very sturdy and work well to fill up. And I know you're not gonna see this because I forgot to take a clip of it, but I believe between old bedding that I had cleaned out of another area of the upstairs and this area and just different things that I cleaned out, I believe I filled about 5 of those contractor bags. I know that sounds absolutely crazy, especially because I declutter so often, but somehow through the holidays and through the last little while, we really collected a lot of extra stuff. So now you're seeing the other side of this room, and this is our homeschool area. We use this area so much. I would say that this area gets used almost as much as our kitchen just because we're doing school here. The girls are to the age, they're 5, 6, and 7, so they're to the age where they do a lot of crafting and they love to do workbooks and mazes. We like to play board games. So this table was our dining room table. I got a different one, and this gets used so much. So I needed to restock a few of their craft supplies. They needed some things like new glue sticks, and they told me that they couldn't find scissors, which as I went through the whole room and really decluttered and cleaned things up, I found all of their scissors, but I had gotten them some new scissors to add into the mix, and they also needed a refill on colored pencils. I don't buy things that they can do some pretty serious damage with, so I like to stick to colored pencils, crayons, the twistable crayons, and then if I get paint or anything like that, they have to have permission to use it, just to try to help keep the mess contained. I rarely buy markers, but if I do, I buy washable ones every single time. And as I paint, which you're gonna see me doing some painting a little later on in this video, I always paint with semi-gloss because I can wash that up and I can get pretty much any type of washable art supply off of semi-gloss. I just like to make sure that my walls are easy to clean. I have had a few houses that I've moved into that they were painted with a matte paint, which the area you're gonna see me paint on this in this video was a matte paint, and there is really almost no way to wash the mess that children bring on walls off of the walls if the paint is not semi-gloss. And then what this table is painted with, because I did paint this table, is a furniture paint that is a washable furniture paint. So I just make sure to not set myself up for failure and give myself the best shot I can when it comes to having paint to be able to wash it. So I just put everything in this little turntable in the middle of the table. This is our only area that I have narrowed down that we keep art supplies, and the girls do use these all the time, including in school, but they color and make cards. They're really into making little cards for different people. They do that every single day. I probably get a new card from someone every day. So this gets used really, really hard, and it's something that I'm going to keep in the middle of the table just because they love it so much. All right, so like I said, I'm gonna go ahead and wash this table up now, and I'm just using one of my favorite Caldrea multi-surface sprays. I will try to remember to leave it linked below. I love Caldrea. I've pretty much stuck with them. I have used them for years and years, and the scent they leave behind is absolutely amazing. It smells like a high-end candle was burned in the room or something like that. It's not your typical cleaner scents. So I love using this through my house as I clean. And then I just used a Mr. Clean eraser to get the remnants of some washable paint and markers off of the table, and even a little bit of washable glue. I didn't mention that, but I always make sure that my glue sticks are washable as well. And I do not wash this table up every day. This is just something I do every once in a while. I feel like what's the point in washing it and scrubbing it every single day whenever they use it so hard? Okay, so this is the other room that is in the upstairs of our house. My daughters all share this room, and then they use the opposite room like you saw for their playroom and the schoolroom. And this is their little reading nook. And again, you're seeing a clothing change because this is a different day. I just worked at it little by little and got it all accomplished, and wait till you see the end result. It was so satisfying, and I feel like I'm going to be so much more motivated to keep this upstairs of our home cleaned up because I minimized so many things. So right at the beginning of showing you this bedroom, you all saw there was 2 stands between these 2 beds, and I have just gotten really tired of them. I have to move them to vacuum up here, and it's just a place that the girls tend to collect clutter. And something that is really high on my 5 and 6-year-olds list is stuffed animals. So I got this inexpensive basket from Walmart. I will try to link it below if I can find it on walmart.com, but I wanted a nice size basket because they play with their stuffed animals every day, and that is something that's very, very important to them. In fact, I probably could get rid of almost all their other toys as long as they had stuffed animals to play with, and they would be completely happy with that. So I needed to give those stuffed animals a home. We really just haven't had a space designated for them, and I felt like by their beds they can easily collect all of their stuffed animals and throw them in that bin before we vacuum, and it will be easily taken care of. So this is their little reading nook, and that bench actually was cleared off. However, all of this bedding was either in the baskets I'm pulling down or shoved in the ends of this closet. And so when I was talking about all the trash bags I threw out earlier or got rid of or donated, that was a part of that, was a lot of bedding that we needed to take care of. So I turned these bins up in the top of this closet into one for a few extra bedding pieces. Just some throw blankets that they needed. I am the type of person that keeps one set of sheets for each bed in the house. I know some people like to have more than one. I just do one. We wash it, dry it all in the same day and put them back on the beds, and once they're worn out, then we get new ones. So it's just the easiest method for me, and I tend to not have piles of bedding in my laundry area because we have to put them on the beds as soon as they're done being washed. So like I said, at the top of this, I have a bin for that. And then the other thing you saw me putting in to the other bin was some off-season clothing. And then the third bin in the top of the shelf, I did some off-season shoes, or shoes that I got for a good deal, and they don't fit one of the girls yet. So in the little reading nook here, you'll see me putting all of the books in that I took out of that shelf in the playroom, and I just think this is gonna work out great. They already like to read in this little area anyways, or on their beds. Those are the places they're often playing with books and that kind of thing. Plus, this reading bench does have a back behind those shelving parts, so the back can prevent the books from falling behind the shelf. And the girls were thrilled with me putting those books in that reading nook. Before that, they just had some random bins in there that were collecting a lot of clutter, so I decided to put it to some good use. After that, I just kind of did some cleaning, like you saw me vacuuming. And then this mirror used to be in my office, but I got a new mirror in there, which you guys saw quite a while ago. So this mirror moved upstairs, and we did have a mirror, a smaller round mirror on the wall here. But the girls requested that I keep this longer mirror in here. They like it to be able to look at their outfits or whatever. They are becoming quite little ladies. So they asked that I keep the longer mirror in here and just move the round mirror somewhere else. All right, so now you're gonna see me tackling some random tasks around my house, and if you need motivation to do that too, I hope that this gives it to you. So one of the things that we did this week was put all of the doorknobs on the doors upstairs. We've been repainting everywhere in the house. I think I only have like one room left, and you're gonna see me do some painting too, but I will leave those doorknobs linked below. They are not the cheapest. I'm always about budget-friendly things. However, the doorknobs in this house, as I was going through and repainting, they needed to be replaced, and I just wanted something that was cute and a little bit splurgy. So I went with these fun doorknobs, and they are on Amazon, and you can buy them in multiple packs, which makes them a bit cheaper. So they give a nice pop. I think sometimes doorknobs and hardware can be kind of like the jewelry of your home and just make the outfit all come together. So here I'm cleaning this window off before I started painting. So I just have a flat razor blade, and I showed you some lemon oil. We had an air conditioning unit in this window, and we used some duct tape to seal it in. Well, the duct tape left behind a good amount of residue, so I was using some baby wipes along with the razor blade and some lemon oil to clean the window off, and it works perfectly. I do want to add a side note, because I know lemon oil is always the thing that people say to use for sticky stuff, but you can also use lime oil and orange oil for this purpose as well. As long as it's a citrus oil, it should remove anything really sticky. All right, so you're getting to see a sneak peek of what a lot of the rooms in this house looked like. They all had this wood trim that does not match the hardwood floors, which drives me crazy how different they look. And then the paint that was in this house, if you guys watched my last video, I did a makeover on this small bathroom that you're gonna see here in a bit. That's around the corner from this landing zone at the top of the steps. And the paint in this house was kind of a yellow off-white color, and I think it yellowed even more over time because it was old. So I just was ready to give it a nice white fresh coat of paint. And to do the trim, I am using Kills Primer number 3. It hides a lot of stains, it hides dark colors, which of course is what I'm doing since I'm painting the trim white. And a lot of times when you paint wood trim, which I have done in multiple houses, if you guys have been around for years, you know how much trim I have painted. But what can happen is after you put that primer on, if it's not a very good primer, the coating or the top coat on that wood trim is actually going to bleed through your primer, and you're still going to have brown kind of popping through your paint, which is really irritating if you have to do a lot of layers of paint if you don't have a good quality primer. So I like Kills Primer number 2 and Kills Primer number 3. If I remember correctly, the Kills number 3 is supposed to hide stains a bit better than the other ones. All right, so this is the satisfying part where you get to see me rolling the walls, and I'm always amazed at how quickly the rolling part goes of painting a room. The time-consuming part is obviously doing the edges and the top of the walls and the bottom and all the corners and all that with a brush, but the rolling part is fun because you are seeing fast results. And I will leave the paint color below. It is a Valspar paint from Lowe's, and I believe it's high hide white. That's usually what I buy in 5-gallon buckets and use it for everything. And one time whenever I was shopping for white paint at Lowe's, I had a girl help me that was really helpful, and she said in the high hide white they actually mix in a few drops of black. So if you are trying to cover up a more yellow looking wall, or you don't want your white to have an off-white look or a yellow look, then using the high hide white is going to be your ticket. Okay, so obviously this has been a bit of a labor of love and really just going hard at it the last couple of days. But I am so happy with how the second floor is looking. I feel like it's going to be so much more manageable. We just really had a lot of declutter that needed to happen. So you guys are gonna get a bit of a half house tour. So this is the second story, and I know a lot of times I tackle things room by room, so you don't often get the layout and whatnot. There I am in the mirror. But I just thought I would go ahead and just walk you through, since you guys saw me doing this entire bathroom in the last video, just giving you small space solutions. It's just a really nice layout. We've been really enjoying using the bathroom now that it works better. The sink we actually were able to get fixed. It wasn't working quite right, and Corey, my husband, was able to make it more functional for us, which is great. And then obviously the girls' room. And it's kind of interesting because I think people have questions of why they share a room. And if you have children that are really close in age, you know that they often want to share a room. They often want to sleep in the same room. And so we have had a house where they've had their own rooms and they still want to sleep in the same room. So it works out well, and it saves space for areas like the playroom. So obviously over here we've got this little area, and I love the fact that the books are over here now. Like I mentioned, they were falling through that other shelf over there, and this is mainly where they like to sit and read and on their beds. So it just works out well that they can use this area. And I always get the question of where their clothes are, because we turn this into a reading nook. So with the ages that they are, they're 5, 6, and 7, it just works out better to have their clothing downstairs where I can manage it a bit better. Otherwise it ends up all over the floor up here, and they just need to be assisted a little bit at this age. So I went ahead and just turned this closet into another little play space for them. And then we've got their fun little twinkle light wall back here. And then this is my other daughter's area of the room, and it just all works out perfectly. And it's easier for them to keep it clean when a lot of the toys are in the other room. So we're gonna go back out here. This, I'm so happy with how this turned out. I debated on making this gray like our living room is, but I felt like with it being a tighter space that it maybe just needed to be white. And then Corey put a blind up there as well. I think I'm gonna get the same blinds for in here. We've just been pulling the curtains closed in here, but I think we're gonna get some blinds as well. And then this little thing here I've had for a long time. If you guys have been around for a while, you know that I've had this cabinet for a really long time. In fact, it was in my parents' house, and I am just using it to store extra homeschool stuff, so the girls know that they're not allowed to get in here. It's just a lot of learning tools. If you guys remember, I had these bins downstairs in the office closet, but since we do school up here now, I just needed all of like these books. They're like reading books and science books and things that I would pull out to give examples or to teach out of. So they know that this isn't really a play cabinet. It's more like they need to ask permission to use the learning tools in here. I don't know if I will really put a whole lot back here as far as on top of that or anything. For now, it's just a clear space. I was thinking about possibly plugging in one of my battery operated vacuum cleaners in that corner, so we will see. You guys already saw this little bathroom. And then moving into the playroom slash homeschool room, a trash can is very necessary, and I have looked for a large trash can like this that is a little bit more appealing looking, and I just can't find one. So this is the best we can do, and it works out great. And then this here is like our daily curriculum and books and things like that. And then these here, I will leave them linked below. They are actually from Amazon. They're a nice, like, more muted, colorful alphabet and number chart. And that right with the ages that they are, we are learning a lot of counting and simple math and reading and all of that. So having this up above me, I usually sit on this side, the girls sit on this side, is really important for them. And then I took a little bit of washi tape and underlined all of the vowels. Well, Y is only sometimes a vowel, right? Just because that's a part of learning the phonics and reading. So anyways, that's something that I've added to the schoolroom since I initially put all of this together. So this is that side. And then over here, again, we simplified. I think I filled about 4 of those large black trash bags you guys saw at the beginning of this video, and I do not regret a thing. We got rid of a ton of toys. If I could say, probably 75% of the excess in this room. But you know what? They are so happy with it. They don't miss a thing that was in here. And they're happy to have the space to play instead of it being a mess. So for those of you that didn't see my original video when I redid this room, this couch is really fun. It's got all of our Lego boxes in it. So these are IKEA boxes. The lids, obviously they can build Legos on, and then the inside houses all of our Legos. And then this couch pulls out into a bed, which is perfect for when they want to do like a movie night, something like that. They love this thing and it gets used a lot. And then over here, I've got the main portion of their toys, and I told them if we get bigger than this, we gotta downsize again. So it's just basically things for their 18-inch dolls. That's what they're really into. Some play kitchen things and some things for their baby dolls, like bottles and things like that. And then in these bins, I like the level of these. I haven't had these before, like how they're kind of half of the cube. So this one has just loose leaf paper for them to color. They draw every single day and make cards and all of that stuff. So that's something they needed access to a little better than what I had. This is like coloring books and activity books. Everly, my oldest, she likes to use her little sewing machine, so that's in here. And then there's just some random stuff in there. And then I'm gonna show you this because I think a lot of rooms can look so fresh and all of that, and then there's things that are hidden in them, so I'm gonna show you the hidden things. So in here I have a little niece that is just learning to walk, so we have to keep a baby gate up here, so when she's over and playing, we can put that at the top of the steps so that she doesn't take a tumble. There's also a little pack and play in here, and down in there is a foldable high chair. So those are just some things we use when she is here. This is their little play kitchen. Again, I really just kind of went through and picked out the stuff that I felt like they would like. They did get a good amount of fun little things for Christmas, like this microwave and some other small appliances, and I got them some food. So those are some things that they've really been playing with. And then this here is a little locker that's for their 18-inch dolls. I really love how everything is laid out. I think it's going to be functional. I also feel like I'm going to be so much more motivated to keep everything clean and in its place, since everything has a place. So if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe. I hope this video inspired you in some way or another. If you're looking for links, they are probably in the description box below. And leave a comment. I love reading your comments. Let me know what area of this you like the best. And I will see you guys in my next video.